You know that feeling, right? You're pushing through, coffee's in hand, your mind's just racing, and you feel like you absolutely cannot stop.
Mm-hmm.
What if, like, the real secret to actually getting more done, feeling less stressed, and frankly, being healthier wasn't about pushing even harder?
But about pausing.
Exactly. Pausing. Welcome to the deep dive.
Today we are tackling something that feels, I don't know, almost rebellious in this nonstop world we live in. Taking breaks.
Yeah, rebellious is a good word for it.
We've gathered a whole bunch of sources, research articles, expert advice, some practical guides that really dig into the surprising power of just stepping away for a bit.
So our mission today for this deep dive, let's figure out why skipping breaks is actually so bad for us.
Yeah, what's the real cost?
And uncover the proven benefits of pausing. And then, crucially, explore some real actionable ways to weave effective breaks into your life.
Even when especially when you feel like you're totally buried under work.
Right. Get ready for maybe some aha moments, hopefully some practical tips too.
Because this is all about understanding that taking breaks isn't like some optional extra.
It's not a luxury.
No, it's absolutely essential for managing stress and just, overall well-being.
Okay, let's dive in. The problem, this reality we're living in, it feels like the lines between work and life are just gone.
Right. Completely blurred, especially with remote work and technology always on.
You feel like you have to be available 24/7.
That pressure is just immense. Sources like BetterUp really paint this picture where the biggest challenge isn't always the workload itself. It's the inability to actually truly switch off, to disconnect.
And the stats really back that up, don't they? I saw one Harris poll finding. 60% of Americans struggle to disconnect from work, even on their time off.
60%.
Yeah.
That's most people.
It really shows a culture where stopping feels almost impossible.
Yeah. And another source mentioned that, get this, 56% of employees feel they're just too busy for breaks.
Too busy. Okay.
And then 60% feel guilty if they do take one.
Guilty for taking a break.
That tells you a lot about the internal pressure, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The barriers we put up ourselves.
Yeah. And that feeling, that constant on, never really disconnecting, no proper rest, that's not just a tough week.
No, that's heading straight for burnout.
Right. Burnout.
Exactly. And psychiatry.org gives a really clear definition here. It's not just being tired. It's this deep chronic exhaustion. It hits your mind, your body, your spirit even, leaves you feeling kind of helpless and detached.
Helpless and detached.
Yeah.
That sounds really heavy. What does that actually look like day to day?
Well, they break it down into three main things. First, there's exhaustion. Pretty obvious you're physically and emotionally drained, just running on fumes constantly.
Running on empty. Got it.
Second is cynicism. This is where you start feeling detached from your work, maybe really negative about it or about colleagues.
Like emotionally distancing yourself.
Exactly. And psychiatry.org mentions these 3 Ps of pessimism, thinking bad stuff is permanent, it's pervasive, affecting everything, and it's personal, like it's your fault.
Yep.
And they even add a 4th P, passive, feeling like you can't change anything.
So you feel stuck, it's everywhere, it's your fault, and you can't do anything about it. That sounds bleak.
It's a really tough spot. And the third part is ineffectiveness.
Okay.
That feeling of diminished accomplishment. You start doubting if you can actually do your job well. There's this idea of negative filtering too.
Negative filtering.
Yeah, where your brain just zooms in on all the problems, all the setbacks, makes it feel impossible to succeed, which just feeds back into that feeling of failure.
Wow. That's a vicious cycle. And besides those internal feelings, there must be outward signs too, right? Red flags for burnout.
Oh, absolutely. Things like constantly working late, weekends, holidays.
Yeah.
Finding even basic personal stuff overwhelming, like laundry or scheduling appointments, feels like climbing a mountain.
Yeah.
Neglecting yourself, sleep, exercise, just never being able to mentally switch off from work.
Getting snappy with people.
Totally. Strained relationships are a big one. Pulling back from friends, family, avoiding taking vacation time, even when you're exhausted.
Right.
Maybe questioning your whole career, feeling totally pulled in all directions. These are all signals that things are out of whack.
And the physical cost is real too. I read that working over 55 hours a week is linked to higher stroke risk.
Yeah, and higher rates of anxiety and depression. That's from BetterUp. They also point to studies showing longer hours directly correlate with worse physical health. And of course, not resting messes with your sleep, as Calm points out. It all just builds up. Fatigue grows, well-being drops.
Okay, so the picture is clear. This constant on culture drives burnout, hits our mental and physical health hard, and it's rooted in this idea that we just have to keep pushing relentlessly.
Which leads us neatly to the solution. And it really needs a mindset shift.
Okay.
Work-life balance isn't necessarily about working less. It's about taking care of yourself so you can actually keep performing well sustainably.
Right, it's not slacking off, it's maintenance, keeping the engine running.
Exactly. Taking time to rest, to recharge, it's not an indulgence. Sources like Cherry Tree, psychiatry.org, they're all clear. It's a fundamental necessity.
Okay, so if skipping breaks is bad and taking them is necessary, let's get to the good part. What does the research actually say? What are the big benefits?
Well, let's start with the obvious one. Stress reduction. Breaks directly lower stress hormones like cortisol.
Ah, the stress hormone. So even tiny breaks, they actually help with that.
Amazingly, yes, we're talking micro breaks. There was a study way back in the 80s actually on data entry workers. Found breaks as short as 3 minutes lowered their heart rate, calmed them down.
3 minutes, that's barely enough time to decide what coffee to make.
I know, right? And it's not just for simple tasks. Studies on surgeons found that 5-minute breaks every half hour meant lower cortisol and fewer mistakes during complex operations.
Fewer mistakes, wow. So pausing actually makes you better at high-pressure stuff.
Precisely. And there was another study, this one with Swedish healthcare workers. It found that their ability to recover during the workday was the single biggest factor linked to their overall well-being and how healthy they felt.
Recovery during the day, not just waiting till the weekend.
Exactly. And mindfulness comes in here too, right? People often use breaks for that.
To a point.
Calm, and others stress this. Mindfulness helps manage stress, regulate emotions. It can even help you see difficult tasks as like challenges you can handle rather than overwhelming threats.
Okay, so less stress, better performance under pressure. What about productivity? This is the big one for people who feel too busy. How do breaks make you more productive? Seems backward.
Think about it. When you just grind on and on, mental fatigue sets in. Your focus just fades.
Yeah, definitely feel that.
A break lets that mental fog lift. You come back sharper, clearer. A lot of university research points this out. Your brain literally gets a reset on focus.
Okay, reset. And I saw this incredible stat from a Better Up survey. 10,000 workers globally, the ones who properly logged off at the end of the day, they were 20% more productive than those who kept working into the evening.
20%, that's huge, isn't it?
It really blows up that myth that more hours automatically means more output.
Totally. Breaks re-energize you, help you refocus on your goals, boost your vigilance, all crucial for doing good work.
Productivity unlocked. Okay. What about creativity, problem solving? You often get stuck staring at the screen, right?
Exactly. Staring harder usually doesn't help. Constant focus actually depletes your cognitive resources. Stepping away gives you space, a fresh perspective. Sources talk about this idea of incubation. Giving your brain some downtime lets your subconscious chew on the problem.
Incubation, like letting it simmer on the back burner?
Kinda, yeah. Professor Moshe Bar talks about mind wandering during breaks, letting your mind just drift as a power tool for creative thinking. It boosts your mood, too, helps with decision-making.
So don't just fill the break with more stuff. Let it wander.
Exactly, that aha moment you have in the shower or out walking. That's often incubation finally bubbling up, fueled by the break.
That makes so much sense. Okay, and physical health. We sit too much, stare at screens too much.
Big time. We know it leads to eye strain, muscle tension, all that stuff.
Right.
The BBC highlighted how staring at close objects makes your eye muscles contract. Looking away at something distant lets them relax. Reduces eye strain, dry eyes, blurry vision.
The classic 20-20-20 rule.
Yep. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Simple sensory break.
And a study confirmed this helps.
Yeah, 800 university students. It definitely reduced those strain symptoms. And just moving your body, getting up, walking around for even 5 minutes every hour helps counter all that sitting. Good for posture, metabolism.
5 minutes an hour, that seems doable.
Totally. Calm and Lafaro both mention this. And bigger picture, regular activity, even a 20-minute walk, or hitting, say, 5,000 steps a day that lowers stress hormones, boosts your mood, helps fight off depression according to psychiatry.org.
So breaks are good for the body, good for the brain's focus and creativity,
Right.
and good for your mood, too.
Absolutely. They give you those little moments to just relax, decompress, fight off mental fatigue. They definitely lift your spirits. And that mind wandering we talked about, it helps clear your head, stops you from just ruminating on worries.
And Cherry Tree mentioned something interesting, just having a break to look forward to can improve your mood.
Yeah, the anticipation. That lunch break, that walk, that coffee, it becomes a little highlight, increases life satisfaction.
Little bright spots. I like that.
And don't forget relationships, actual time off, vacations, or just dedicated time with family, friends that strengthens bonds. Super important for happiness and mental health.
We often think rest is solitary, but social rest, connecting with people you can actually relax with, that's huge too.
It's actually one of the 7 types of rest we can talk about. It's crucial. And finally, breaks boost job satisfaction.
Yes.
When people feel they can take breaks, they feel more in control of their day. That sense of autonomy is a massive driver of satisfaction.
Plus, feeling like your boss or company actually supports you taking them.
Exactly. Feeling valued, not pressured to skip them.
Okay, the case is overwhelming. Breaks help with stress, focus, productivity, creativity, physical health, mood, relationships, job satisfaction, pretty much everything.
Undeniable benefits across the board.
So the billion-dollar question, how do we actually do it? Especially when you feel slammed. How do we take good breaks, high-quality ones?
Okay, first, let's really emphasize those micro breaks again. Seriously, seconds to a few minutes. They are powerful, especially on crazy busy days. Don't underestimate them.
You don't need an hour-long meditation session every time. Even like 5 or 7 minutes makes a difference.
Absolutely. But the key word, as you said, is quality. Not all breaks are created equal.
Okay, what's the classic low-quality break trap?
Oh, you know this one. The doom scroll. Social media, endless news feeds. Feels like zoning out, but often leaves you feeling more stressed or inadequate or just blah.
Yeah.
Binge watching something, mindless online shopping. Might numb you for a bit, but then you feel kind of lethargic, disconnected, and just staring blankly at your work screen. Definitely not a quality break.
Okay, noted. No more doom scrolling during breaks. So what is a high-quality break?
It's about actively restoring yourself. So physical movement, stretching, a quick walk.
Get the blood flowing.
Yeah, meditation, even just focusing on your breath for 60 seconds. Stepping outside is huge fresh air, change of scenery.
Nature, if you can get it.
Ideal. A short power nap, that works for you. Chatting with someone about non-work stuff.
Right, connection.
Doing something you actually enjoy, a quick hobby sketch, listen to a song. Looking away from the screen, letting your mind drift. Daydreaming. Making a nice drink or a healthy snack mindfully. Playing with a pet if you have one.
It's about being intentional, choosing something genuinely refreshing, not just distracting.
Exactly. And to get really strategic about it, there's Dr. Sandra Dalton Smith's idea of the 7 types of rest. This helps you pinpoint what you really need.
Okay, 7 types. This sounds important because rest isn't just sleep, is it?
Not at all. It covers our whole experience. So there's physical rest that can be active, like gentle movement, or passive, like a nap.
Okay.
Mental rest, giving your brain a break from constant input. Think meditation, quiet time, maybe turning off notifications.
Mental quiet. Yeah.
Emotional rest, feeling free to be authentic, not having to put on a front. Maybe journaling or talking honestly with a trusted friend or therapist.
Being real. Crucial.
Social rest, spending time with people who uplift you, who you can relax around, not people who drain your energy.
Quality connections.
Sensory rest, managing the input from your senses. Dimming lights, finding quiet, taking those eye breaks, using the 20-20-20 rule, reducing sensory overload.
Turning down the noise.
Creative rest, engaging in things that spark joy and allow for flow. Hobbies, art, music, cooking, dancing, even just letting yourself daydream, finding those low-stakes flow states.
Low-stakes flow. I like that. No pressure.
And finally, spiritual rest, connecting with a sense of purpose, belonging, or something bigger than yourself. Could be through volunteering, gratitude practice, mindfulness, prayer.
Wow, that's a really comprehensive view. You could be getting enough sleep, but be totally emotionally drained or sensory overloaded.
Exactly. You might need a different type of break depending on where your deficit is.
So knowing that helps you pick the right kind of break. Okay, how do we build this into the day, especially when that too busy feeling screams at us? Give us the practical stuff.
Right. Tactics. Number 1, plan ahead. Seriously, schedule breaks like appointments.
Put it in the calendar.
Put in the calendar, block out lunch, block out a 10-minute walk mid-afternoon. Psychiatry.org also stresses setting clear work boundaries, start times, end times, and sticking to them.
Treat them like real commitments, non-negotiable.
Yes. And then tune into yourself. Monitor your energy levels. Don't wait until you hit the wall.
Listen to your body.
Listen to your body and your mind. When focus starts to drift, when you feel that energy dip, that's your cue. Take the break then. Don't try to power through.
Even though the instinct is to push harder right then.
Right, but that's usually counterproductive. Use reminders, set alarms, use a Pomodoro timer app, anything that prompts you.
We mentioned Pomodoro 25 minutes work, 5 minutes break, and the 20-20-20 for eyes.
Mindfulness exercises are great anywhere. Tools, 2 quick breath focus, body scan, mindful walking, even just to the kitchen. And change your scenery.
Get up, move around.
Step outside if you can. Walk around the office or your house. Just that physical shift can reset your mental state.
Definitely felt that.
And, importantly, if you're feeling totally overwhelmed, ask for help. Don't try to muscle through alone. And cultivate life outside work.
Yeah.
Have hobbies, interests, and identity that isn't just your job title.
Yeah, those low-stakes flow states, again, things you do just for joy.
Exactly. It's the micro breaks during the day and the macro-level balance of having a fulfilling life beyond work.
Makes sense. What about workplace culture, if you're in charge or even just on a team?
Lead by example. Talk openly about taking breaks yourself. Normalize it. Maybe suggest some team break best practices like encouraging short walks, respecting lunch hours, promote flexibility.
Make it okay, not something to feel guilty about.
Absolutely. That combats the guilt factor we talked about. And one last tip. Pay attention to how you feel after a good break.
Notice the benefit.
Yes. Do you feel clearer, calmer, more focused? Acknowledging that positive shift reinforces the habit, makes you want to do it again.
That's really practical. See the reward immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so wrapping this deep dive up, the big takeaway. Taking breaks isn't weakness, it's not laziness.
Not at all.
The science is overwhelming. It's actually a smart strategic move. It boosts your health, protects your mind, makes you more productive, sparks creativity.
And ultimately, it prevents that burnout, allowing you to actually thrive long term.
It's really about working smarter, not just grinding harder endlessly. It's finally getting that taking care of yourself isn't a reward you earn.
It's the foundation, the necessity that makes everything else possible.
Yeah.
A healthier, more fulfilled life.
Yeah. From those tiny micro breaks that calm you down in minutes to really understanding those 7 different kinds of rest we all need, the message is clear.
Pausing is powerful. It's essential.
So here's a final thought for you listening right now. Think about those 7 types of rest. Again, physical, mental, emotional, social, sensory, creative, spiritual.
Which one feels like the one you are most needing right now? Where's the biggest deficit for you?
And then what's one small, genuinely high-quality break, maybe just 5 minutes today, that you could realistically take to start addressing that specific need?
Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive.
We really hope this gives you permission and maybe some practical tools to build more of those essential pauses into your day, starting right now.